So today I decided that I'm going to do a quick little edit of somebody else's photo on Lightroom on the community page there. This photo is taken by Alexander Omar, and I am going to show you how I edit my photos. So let's just start off with like the exposure. So as we can see, this photo seems a little too dark, so I'll just bring up the exposure a bit, but not too much, because it'll just blow out the moon, and we don't want that. And then, of course, to bring out the shades in these, I will turn down the contrast a bit. Well, quite a bit, because I do like my photos to be pretty contrasty. And then with the highlights, we're going to turn that up a bit. And what that does is it turns up the brighter parts of the photos. And then, of course, with this, I will turn down the shadows and then slightly turn up the whites, which makes the white part brighter. And then the blacks, I'm going to turn that down. Normally what I do is I just start to play around with these sliders and start to figure out what works for me. I just go with the flow. And so far I'm pretty happy with how it looks. So for now, let's mess around with the curves here. So this curve here is our lights. This would be our blacks, our whites, and everything else in the middle. And of course, I want to make these craters a little darker. So what I'm going to do is push this down a little bit lower. As you can see, that brings it down. And then I'm going to bring the midtones up a bit so it's not too dark on the edges. And let's bring down the highlights a bit. Then we're going to turn down the exposure a bit because it's a little too bright from that. There you go. Pretty happy with that. Okay, let's move on. We don't really need to do too much with a tint here, but as you can see, apparently I turned it down. Yeah, because this is a very warm shot of the moon, which can be fine, but I feel like that it should be more whiter. So what I did there was I turned down the temp. And as you can see, now it's more balanced, it's more white. And then let's go into the effects tab so we can bring out the details in the shot more. We want to be able to see more of the craters, the textures. So in order to do that, we got this texture bar right here, and we'll just slightly turn that up. Clarity up a little bit. And then, of course, we want the dehaze. So when you're taking a shot of the moon, you usually have the atmosphere or the clouds or whatever. It's sometimes smoke can obscure your shot. And one way to clear that up a bit is by using the dehaze button, by turning it up, not down. So as you can see, like as I turn it up, it just brings more and more detail. But when I turn it up so high, it looks terrible and it creates a lot of noise. So I'm just going to hover about right about there is okay. And then maybe turn up the clarity a little bit. There you go. And then we'll go on to details here. So as you can see, as we zoom in, you can see that there's a bit of a noise. That's perfectly normal, especially when it comes to low light photography. When you have low light, you're going to find a lot of noise in your photos. And one of the best ways to fix that is by denoising it. But on here, it looks like I cannot denoise, but normally I would use denoise here. There is the AI denoise. If you click that, there's an AI program that will fix that. Or we can do it manually, but we can't really do that here, so. And then we'll just click these. There you go. So this is just my little quick, little short video on how I edit my photos.